Hello, my name is Chuck Vanderstelt, and I'm the founder of the real estate website quadwalls.com, and I'm a real estate agent located in Northwest Indiana who is associated with the brokerage Listing Leaders. I wanted to do a video today that talks about Indiana real estate trends for 2020 and take a look at market performance, and we're going to really dive into the Northwest Indiana market. So let's go ahead and get started with that. First, we'll take a look at some metrics of how things are performing. It's early June right now when I'm shooting this. So what we're going to really look at is comparing 2019 from January 1st to June 1st. We're going to compare that to the same time period in 2020. So far in 2020, looking at these first completed 5 months of the year, the average list price for a home in Northwest Indiana is up 4.6% to a little over $211,000. The average sale price is also up 4.6% to just over $206,000. The average sale price per square foot is up 4.7% to $103.07. The days on market for a home for sale in Northwest Indiana is 76 days. This is 9.5% less than the same time period in 2019. So homes are actually selling faster in the start of 2020 compared to 2019. And the number of homes sold, just again, this was all looking at single family homes, all of these statistics. The number of single family houses that have sold so far in Northwest Indiana is 3,452. This is about 2.5% fewer houses than in 2019. So we've got a few people that have stayed on the sidelines. My guess is going to be coronavirus was probably the biggest effect of that, just kind of keeping people from entering the market, putting their home up for sale. The second part of this video is 5 trends to watch for in the remainder of 2020. So let's go through those. Supply and demand. I think supply is going to stay extraordinarily tight for the remainder of the year. Demand is going to stay high. A lot of buyers are out there. Families are growing. They need to trade up to larger homes. First-time buyers want to buy. Other new market entrants want to buy, whether it's people from Illinois or people who have just had some life event occur in their life and they're ready to go out and purchase a home. So the buyers are there. The issue is supply from the sellers. New home construction is still very expensive. You can't really find any new construction homes under $200,000, which is kind of the break point for most first-time home buyers. So those first-time buyers are dependent on sellers selling what they have. I don't see a lot of that happening. I think a lot of sellers are going to stay on the sidelines, which is a real shame. I think there's just so much going on in the news, so many kind of national events going on that could be causing some conflict for people. We saw COVID, how COVID affected the economy with those job loss numbers. Now we've got a lot of different protesting and those types of things going on. We've got a huge election cycle coming up in November, including the presidential election. So we've got a lot of distractions out there which can create uncertainty for people. I think that's going to keep more sellers in their home, and it's going to cause supply and demand issues to just get worse. But that probably will push home prices up a little bit. The next trend, so trend number 2 for the remainder of 2020, is related to the first one, the supply and demand issues. I think trend number 2 is we're going to continue to see a lot of poor decision making by home buyers and home sellers. So what do I mean by poor decision making? I think you're going to see a lot of home sellers putting their home on the market, seeing them accept an offer in 24 hours or 48 hours. This greatly concerns me, really, really concerns me. You know, it's your home to sell, and yes, I've had clients accept an offer on the first day, and I really caution them when they do something like that. When you sell your home on the very first day because all of a sudden someone wants to see it an hour after it's listed, and right away they're making an offer, what you're missing out on is the police officer who works the midnight shift, or the nurse who works the midnight shift, or the steel worker who works the 3 to 11 shift. Maybe those people weren't available to come see your home on that very first day, and maybe one of those people would have made a better offer, maybe a higher price, maybe better terms, more accommodating terms to what you needed. And by just selling so quickly, you really cut out so much of the market, and that can really cause some really poor decision making where you as a seller left money on the table. From the standpoint of a buyer, knowing that this is kind of how the market is, emotions could take over, and next thing you know, you're kind of overpaying for a home. If the home is absolutely perfect, if you think you're going to be there for a while, if you're pretty certain you're going to be there for a while, and it's just absolutely everything that you ever wanted, hey, really go for it. You know, that really is my opinion about things. The key is, how long do you plan to be there? No real estate agent knows what's going to happen in 2 years or 5 years or anything like that. What we do know is what recent appreciation levels are. I tell most clients, you know, I'm hopeful you're staying for at least 2 or 3 years. If you're staying 5 years or 10 years, no real estate agent knows what the market's going to be like in 5 or 10 years. But if you are a buyer and you think you might be only in the home for 1 or 2 years, be very careful about maybe offering a lot over what the list price is just to win. Do not let those emotions take over. Okay, trend number 3, competitive commission rates. I think commission rates will continue to stay very competitive throughout Indiana and in Northwest Indiana. There's a lot of real estate agents out there. There's less inventory to list and less inventory to assist buyers with purchasing. There's less work for real estate agents to do. You might see more real estate agents getting more aggressive with their commission rates, and you might even see some offering rebates to buyers. Quadwalls.com does this. We do have a buyer rebate program for qualifying home purchases. We also just updated our rate sheet, and you could go to quadwalls.com/rates. That's RATES, that's rates plural. You can learn more about the rates that we charge depending on your scenario and all the terms and conditions along with those. We offer incredibly aggressive rates because quadwalls.com was started to do 2 things. The first thing was to help home buyers and sellers make better real estate decisions. And the second thing was to help them save a lot of money in the process. And that is what we do. So I do think you'll see a trend of commissions remaining competitive. If you'd like to see some competitive commissions, just visit quadwalls.com/rates, and you can learn a little bit about the prices that we have and what we offer for those, and it's all full service listings. 4th trend, mortgage rates, they're going to stay extremely low. Those interest rates are going to stay so low. They were already low. Then the COVID-19 situation developed. The Federal Reserve lowered interest rates even further. They agreed to a bond buying program, a whole bunch of boring stuff I'm not going to explain here. What it means to you is mortgage interest rates are going to stay remarkably low. They will probably remain low. We have a lot of federal politicians up for re-election. Everybody wants to be doing everything they can so us as consumers are successful, and a big part of that is keeping the economy going as strong as possible. So I think those interest rates will stay remarkably low for the entirety of the year, and will probably even continue to be low in early 2021. The 5th and final trend that I think we're going to see, I think we're going to see a lot of repeats of 2019. So far, we see real estate appreciation prices similar to 2019. That's what we're seeing right so far in 2020. We've still got the prime summer season to get through. And so I think we're going to see those appreciation rates stay strong. I think the days on market is going to stay low. I think the market will be really stable for real estate sales. Things will continue moving along here in Northwest Indiana, and as in Indiana as a whole. Indiana is a very stable state, very stable economics. Things here don't change too quickly. Some people say it's kind of a boring place to live, but the older I get, I seem to enjoy that stability, and I think that it's a pretty good thing. So that's our roundup of real estate trends in Indiana in 2020 with a specific focus on Northwest Indiana. Again, my name's Chuck Vanderstel. Please take a moment, spend some time on our website, quadwalls.com. There you can search for homes for sale in Northwest Indiana. You could read about our rates. You could learn about our rebate program. You can see all the listing services we have, and we have other great blog articles to help you make better decisions when buying or selling a home in Northwest Indiana. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to fill out any of the contact forms, and we'll be happy to get right back with you. Thank you very much for watching.